Potato salad. People will literally jump you if you mess this up. But if you get it right, congratulations, you're now wearing the crown. If you're like me and you want your cookouts to feel like an episode of The Wire, step on up and give this recipe a try, whether it is your first time or your 500th time. And if you're skeptical of someone else's potato salad recipe and you only trust your grandma's, look, see this? I'm your grandma now. Make the damn potato salad.
All right, we're back to a voiceover style this week simply because right after I did that intro, I had to hand my microphone off to a renter, but no sweat, we're still here. We're still connected to one another. I just need more microphones. Anyways, let's get started on our potato salad prep work. We're going to finally dice a stalk of celery, and I mean finally, because I don't know anyone who likes a big chunk of celery in their mouths when they're dining on potato salad. So use this time to work on those knife skills. I've got a sweet onion here that I'm going to chop off the ends and get the skin off. Then I'm going to grate half of it. You can just finally dice these too, but this is one of those ingredients people get kind of weird about how it's mixed in. By the way, I've had potato salad with diced red onions before and I loved it, so I'm pretty sure diced sweet onion is wonderful too. But if you're unsure of your audience, just give it a grating. We're only after the flavor. Then I've got just over 3.5 pounds of new potatoes. Yes, it's called new potatoes. You could also use gold or classic russet potatoes. I opt for these because I only have to give them a wash and then they're good to go. No peeling needed. If you're going to use a russet potato, just make sure you give them a good cleaning and peel them. Also, don't put these potato peels down your garbage disposal. You'll thank me later when you meet someone who has. It's a plumbing nightmare. I'm cubing these up, and the most important thing is trying to keep them all uniformly shaped. Also, if you see some weird black spots or anything, just anything unedible, just cut it off and toss it. Next, we boil. I've got a big old pot of water, and to it I'm adding a quart of chicken broth. I'm also adding 2 tablespoons of chicken bouillon to enhance the flavors. Give it a mix and bring it up to a boil. Then dump in your potatoes carefully because that hot water will splash, and set a timer for about 10 minutes. Depending on the size of your potato, it could take longer, or if they're diced finely and smaller than mine, it could be done in a shorter time. I'll check in 10 minutes with a toothpick and see if they're tender. I don't want them completely to fall apart and become a mash. I like a little integrity left to it, but the toothpick should slide in easily with minimum resistance. If somehow you overcook them and they're just mashing apart, don't worry. Mashed potato salad is absolutely a thing, but you can still salvage your chunks by just being more gentle with them from this point out. My potatoes are done, so now I'll drain them while I work on some more of the dressing components. Hard-boiled eggs, 5 of them to be exact. I use my method for hard-boiling eggs from the deviled eggs video I just did. See that little thumbnail up there at the top. So give it a look-see if you're curious on how to make your hard boiling and peeling more consistent. Otherwise, do it your way. I'm grating my eggs, but you can also just chop these with a knife. Some people like the eggs to be more rustic and really stand out. I like everything to visually blend in, and just for the few pieces that didn't grate all the way, I ran my knife through the pile. And it's dressing time. Now, while I'm giving you measurements here, understand that maybe you'll have to adjust a few things depending on how many potatoes you have. Fortunately, it's all about taste, so we'll be tasting this as things get mixed together to ensure we're not going too heavy on one item or not having enough of another. I'm starting with a cup of mayo, and of course I'm using Duke's here. I've got half a cup of sweet relish. Don't try and skip that, it's very important. Next up is mustard. By all means, you can just use 2 tablespoons of regular yellow mustard, but I'm a fancy bitch, so I'm going to use a tablespoon of stone ground mustard and a tablespoon of Dijon mustard. Just ways to elevate the flavor profiles here. We're adding in that grated onion from earlier, our finely chopped celery, and our grated eggs. Just give everything an initial mix. Next, we'll add 2 tablespoons of white sugar, mix it up. Then I'm coming through with a layer of onion powder, garlic powder, salt, pepper, smoked paprika, and Old Bay seasoning. You can go light with this first pass if this is your first time making potato salad, and then add more later. Give that a mixing. I'll add a couple dashes of Worcestershire sauce, maybe like a tablespoon's worth. We'll give it a taste and see what it needs. Sometimes you get lucky on the first try, and other times you may have to add more of something. Where it's more mayo, more sugar, more Old Bay, which I'm sure I added another sprinkle of that, as well as another dash of Worcestershire sauce. I'm also going to add about a tablespoon of sour cream to the mix because sour cream and potatoes always go hand in hand, but you don't have to add that if you don't want to. Give it a taste one more time after mixing and you should be in a good spot. Adjust seasoning if you need to. This is also a good time to say maybe you shouldn't let anyone be in the kitchen while you're making potato salad because nobody likes a backseat driver. Now we add our cooked potatoes in and, with a soft spatula, fold the potatoes into the dressing. It's okay if some of the potatoes get mashed. Some people like half cube, half mashed anyways. Once folded together, I'll come back over it with some more smoked paprika, some more onion powder, garlic powder, salt and pepper, as well as Old Bay. When you add those potatoes in, it's like the flavors kind of dilute a little, so we'll make sure we get that same flavor profile from earlier. Give it one more mix, and then just for presentation, I added a little sprinkle of Old Bay for color on the top and some finely diced green onions. And then for the most important step of all, refrigerate it for at least 2 hours. Don't just go serving this right away. Anything mayo-based will always benefit from cooling in the fridge for a while to allow those flavors to all come together. But then you're all good to go. And one tip for those of you who may sit this out later, put a bunch of ice in a bowl. Cover the ice with plastic wrap and then place the potato salad bowl on top of that. You definitely want that plastic wrap down because that's going to help prevent the ice from kind of creating condensation that could get up into the potato salad bowl and get it all watery, so we don't want that. But that's just a little pro tip there for you. This will keep it cool when it's outside the fridge and add a little more shelf life to it. Potato salad that has been sitting out all day in the heat is the easiest way to completely wreck your digestive system. So if you're not keeping it in the fridge during the cookout or whatever it is that you're doing, this is a great way to go about it. And that is Poor Choices Kitchen. Also, my drink was bourbon. I shot a bunch of these all at once, so it's going to be a lot of bourbon for the next few weeks, but I'll work some actual cocktail recipes into these next few videos. See you all next time.